What up, y'all? It's your guy Dawson from D&D TV. Thank you for rating, commenting, and subscribing. Everybody who's donated, those of you all who will, you know I appreciate it. All that information is in the description box below. Also, go over to my other YouTube channel, Dawson Speaks TV. Make sure you subscribe over there. Now let's get into this topic. Alright, thanks for clicking on the video. Hope everyone is doing well. Now this video is for educational purposes, so as I approach this topic with respect, I want you all to please be respectful in my comment section. Thanks. A new study of Black and Latino Christians have found that they often turn to their pastors for mental health care and information on mental health resources. Unfortunately, those pastors reported they feel ill-equipped to offer the help that their congregants need. Dan Bulger, lead researcher at Rice University, said that some pastors are feeling overwhelmed because the need in Black communities often is more than their abilities. Dan went on to say that some church members were often open to seeing a mental health professional, but only if they were referred by their pastors. Now, the churchgoer said that they would seek their pastors first because they perceive mental health issues as highly stigmatized, not only in their church, but also in broader community, and they saw their pastors as uniquely qualified to help address such concerns. Take a breath. Now, those who watch this show, you all know that I'm an advocate for therapy, and if you don't watch this show, now you know. If you need help, go get therapy. But I've often said that to many people, even on my some of my clients, that a pastor is not your therapist. And I know there's some people who will say, oh, well, Dawson, my pastor is a licensed therapist. Well, let me say this. Your pastor shouldn't be your therapist. And hopefully people in the social service mental health field can back me up on this, because I've been in the field for over a decade down here in South Florida. Many times when people, our clients, go and talk to their pastors or the pastor's wife or leaders in the church about their struggles or their personal issues, they'll come back to the office and tell us, I went and talked to my pastor about this. They told all of my business to the people in the church, or the first lady shared it with her friends and they gossip about me, and now people look at me funny in the church, or it seems that people are preaching at me over the pulpit. So you came in the church, you were already suffering with depression. Now you're leaving the church and you feel bad because they've told all your business. Look, my advice, go outside of the church and get professional help. And I will say this. A good pastor, or I should say a smart pastor, even if that pastor is a licensed therapist, often will refer you to an outside agency, any type of, Christian therapy or counseling that could help you instead of them, because they find it a conflict of interest that you're in their church, they're preaching to you, and then also you're coming privately to them to get therapy. Now I'm going to let you all watch this video, and I'll be back with the rest of my commentary, and you all know me, I'm Dawson, and I won't hold back.
And why the Black community isn't so quick to talk out their problems with strangers.
I feel like me as a person was basically useless, and I did everything I could to try to take myself out.
Marlon Young says mental health is kept a secret in Black households. Young says that silence led him to attempt in 2017 when his mom died.
And that's kind of where it all started. Losing somebody who was your best friend, somebody you talk to every single day.
The Peoria native says mental health is a cultural silence that leads to Black people neglecting mental illnesses like depression and anxiety. Clinical therapist Venus Evans Winter says there's a stigma surrounding mental health in the Black community, explaining some view therapy as being weak.
And what I would like is for Black people to see mental health care as a form of any kind of maintenance, in the same way that we go to our dentist twice a year, in the same way that we try to teach women about breast awareness.
Instead of seeing a professional, it's a cultural norm for Black people to turn to the church for help. I asked mental health advocate Luisa Gomez.
Do you think that is enough? Is it okay to just talk to your pastor or talk to your church friend, or just kind of pray away whatever it is that is bothering you?
Your pastor is not a mental health therapist. And that's the thing about it. So the power of prayer, or like I said, whatever your higher power is, it does work, but it's supposed to be in conjunction with receiving the proper care from the professionals that you need.
The lead pastor of St. Paul Baptist Church agrees.
It's something we have to encourage, and it's something we should celebrate within the community instead of stigmatize people who acknowledge, hey, I have a therapist.
Young says he wants to tell his community,
you're not crazy. You're not crazy. If you got to go sit down and talk to somebody, go do it. Yes, we Black, we strong kings and queens. I understand that, but If that's the case, go talk to a black therapist.
Local mental health advocates say it is normal if you feel some depression or anxiety at some point in your life. If you need help, you can call the 24-hour mental health crisis hotline at 1-800-273-8255.
All right, y'all, let's go in. Now, first of all, I want to commend Brother Marlon Young. I want to commend him for getting the help that he needs. You all heard him express his feelings in that video after the passing of his mother, how he felt just like giving up. He didn't want to be here anymore after losing someone that he loves. And the fact that this man is talking about it and telling you all heard him say at the end, we're all black kings and queens. And if you don't, go get a black therapist. Or a therapist you feel comfortable with. Go talk to someone. The fact that this black man, who is a father, stood up here and just said, look, I have some issues. After my mom passed away, I didn't know how to deal with it. I thought about leaving this earth. And there are so many black men who won't even go to a therapist. They won't even talk about their issues because society has told us, oh, you strong, you a robot, you this, you got to be strong. Man, please, I'm going to talk about my issues. I don't care who say what. Y'all brothers better open up and talk. Sitting up with all this stuff that happened to you in childhood, traumatic experiences. Some of our black vets who've come from war. Some of these, come on, y'all, we know what's going on. Some of these brothers who are getting out of the penitentiary. Come on, I've seen it firsthand down here working as a social worker. Things that happen and people can't talk about it. And then they're trying to get back in society. People who are losing loved ones. And there are people who will tell you, well, you know, your great granddaddy didn't handle it that way, or your granddaddy or your daddy. Well, they all dead. Now, all of us, you want the entire, every generation got to fall in the same ditch? It looks to me that God may send some enlightenment that someone will build a bridge to be a repair of the breach so the next generations don't have to continue to go down the same downward spiral as everyone else. Somebody talk to me. Many of us pray that someone will be a repair of the breach. Build a bridge so that we don't have to struggle with what mama and grandma and great-grandmama and them struggled with. And when it comes to mental health issues in the black community, that's one thing we don't talk about. Oh, take it to the Lord. Give it to Jesus. Jesus knows. Yeah, he does know. And Jesus knows that he has people who are working down there at the mental health clinic that love him, that are equipped to deal with what you're going through. Take a breath. Oh, I feel like talking some mess today. They say we're going to have Black History 365 days a year, so I might as well let go and let God. We're going to talk about this today because we see the stuff that's going on in our communities with people. Many times in our churches and in our families. We know people need to go get help. We know that. And we sit back. Some of us will grab a camera fast to record people acting out in the streets. I don't find that funny. When people in the black community are having these episodes and they're acting out and we know what it is. And you want to pull out a camera and record because you want thumbs up. You want to have communication on your social media feed about it. How are you helping black people? You talk to me. People always want to tell me what I am and what I'm not doing. I'm in the projects doing social work. I'm just not up here on YouTube. That's why I don't do YouTube daily. Something that really has bothered me for years is that when people saw, what's the author, B.B. Moore Campbell's daughter. I love B.B. Moore's work. Brothers and Sisters is one of my favorite books from B.B. Moore Campbell. But when people saw her daughter, actress Maya Campbell, out in the streets, and we know what she's been going through for the past couple of years, people would pull out a camera, put it up on social media, just want views, just want to talk about it. Y'all didn't want to help her. And we see that every day in our community. But we don't care about that. Let's talk about celebrity news. Let's talk about Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion. Let's talk about Jay-Z and Beyonce. What about Kim and Kanye? And them people have their own issues just like you. And many of you won't even address the issues that you're having in your life because you find it exciting to live vicariously through those people I just named and these celebrities and people on YouTube. And I've come to bust it up to tell you, you got to live your own life. Oh, Dawson, you naming celebrities? Yes, I am, because some of you seem to be so head over heels about celebrities and know more about them than you know about your own life. But I come to tell you that Jay-Z and Beyonce's problems are not going to come knocking on your door. I'm here to tell you that what's going on with Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion, it ain't going to have nothing to do with you. Their problems are not going to come knocking on your door. What's going on with Kanye and Kim, that's not coming knocking on your door. But your reality, your problems, your mental health issues are going to face you every day, 365 days of the year. Take a breath. The pastor can't do it. The first lady can't do it. Leaders in the church can't do it. Sometimes friends and family members can't help you. The celebrities you look up to and the people you look up to on social media, they can't help you. You got to deal with your own reality. You got to go get the help you need. And if you're having some mental health issues, go get professional help. Now, y'all, I had a whole lot to say in this video. I wasn't even supposed to say all that. I don't know how I got off track. I had a whole thing lined up here. I didn't even get to half of this. But I said what I said. I love you all. I really do. Even the people who don't like my show and they come over here and they always have something to say. Look, I'm concerned about your mental health too. And for those of you who come on social media, a lot of you, some of you give people thumbs up. You give them praise. You always saying nice things. But I've said this before a couple of years ago. All your good comments and the thumbs up, that means nothing to me if I can't encourage my own self. And I say that to you. All the stuff you give to people and oh, I love you, and you help. Can you give that to yourself? You're giving stuff to people that you don't give yourself. And I heard Iyanla Vanzant say sometimes you're allowing people to steal from you because you're giving them stuff you don't give yourself. Don't give me love if you can't love yourself. Don't give me a attaboy and a thumbs up and all that stuff if you can't encourage yourself. You got to know how to do that for you. It's not enough to be around everybody else and you're always happy. I told you all a couple months ago, you got to feel good about yourself when you're by yourself. Well, Dawson, I don't want my pastor, nobody in my family or the church to know that I'm going to seek help. And my answer to that is don't tell them. You don't tell them when you claim other people's children on your income tax. Look, the spirit is already getting up off me. Look, y'all know I am. Look, you don't tell them when you're doing all that other stuff. You better go get the help you need. Please. I'm off of this topic. I didn't even say everything I wanted to say, but I'm done. Until next time, y'all take care of yourself and each other. Go get the help you need. I love you all. Peace.